Wild Blue Yonder is my favorite Doctor Who episode in years. The only props I could afford were a blue candle, blue something, and an apple. Our budget doesn't allow for much, you know? Wild Blue Yonder goes a very different direction than I was initially expecting it would. What with all the secrecy and all that, I thought some you know, canon changing thing was going to happen, but we didn't get that. And honestly, I think I prefer that we didn't get that. What we did get is this isolating, weird episode that psychologically examines our main characters and tries to break them down. This episode makes the solution to the problem our main characters breaking down and being emotionally raw enough that the other main character can see that it's actually really them and not the non them. We open up with Isaac Newton in 1666, which is maybe weird considering I just described this episode as creepy. And yeah, it is kind of weird considering I just described this episode as creepy. I don't think it really fits tonally the rest of the episode. Like, I like it and I like the fun of it. I like the little pun and the little moment that the Doctor and Donna have together, but I don't necessarily see the point of the sequence. And I have seen the giggle. I'm doing this a little bit late because I had finals, sue me. And so I have the foresight of knowing that in the giggle, the Mavity thing is not brought up. So why was it here? I don't know. I like it, wasn't really necessary. After the credits, we have the Doctor and Donna landing in this kind of like just room, and the TARDIS is like exploding, like blowing them out of it itself and stuff. And so the Doctor puts his little sonic screwdriver in the keyhole and says, "Okay, fix yourself now." And the TARDIS starts fixing itself. And so the Doctor goes, "Okay, well, while it's fixing itself, let's have a look around. I mean, I'm sure it's like interesting, right?" And so they go and they're having a little adventure, blah, 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 blah. They're having fun. The Donna calls the Doctor gay, which, I mean, he kind of is. But then they hear the TARDIS taking off and they run back. They're like so scared. And the TARDIS has gone because there's this threat that is so scary. The TARDIS ran away. Apparently, it was because the HADS system had activated, the hostile action displacement. Although I might have forgotten a word or two. The HADS had activated because the Doctor usually turns it off, right? Like, why would it not fly off every time he goes anywhere? But the HADS had been turned off because the TARDIS basically factory resets itself every time it regenerates. I mean, that's fine. That makes sense. That's cool. Yeah, I like that. So the Doctor and Donna kind of have this moment that I really, really love where Catherine Tate and David Tennant are giving a fantastic performance. Honestly, they give a fantastic performance throughout this entire episode. But here they're really good. You kind of get your first taste of it, where they kind of go through like the five stages of grief within like a minute. They initially get very angry at each other, and then the reality sets in that, oh, we might not be able to go back home. And for Donna, that manifests as fear and kind of like a panic. And the Doctor, when seeing that, goes into I will help you, I will protect you mode. And I think that's lovely. I think that fits very well for both of their characters. When the Doctor and Donna were previously going down the tunnel, they realized in the distance that there was a little thing. Just a, just a little thing down the corridor. Just a guy. Just a little guy standing like this. So they go to look for the little guy, you know, they go all the way down so they can see him because he's so far away, because this infinite VFX corridor that we created is very, 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 very long. And we can't see him. Which, by the way, I love that the first thing Doctor Who does when it gets a big budget is create a really, really, really long corridor. It's a very Doctor Who thing to do. By the way, I've seen some people say the CGI looks kind of dodgy in this. I don't really see it. I think it looks very, very good. You know, it's not like a cinema level quality. You know, this isn't Avengers Endgame, but it is a modern episode of TV, and it looks like it. I feel like most of Doctor Who tends to feel like, or at least before, tend to feel like it was lagging behind by about 5 years, and I don't feel that anymore. This feels current. They come up to this little guy, and it's it really is just a little guy. Like he's just a little man. Like he's just a little guy. And he doesn't move and he doesn't talk and he doesn't really do anything. Well, he does move. He'll take like a step like every 3 hours or something. Not much going on with the little man. But the doctor and Don are like, this is weird that there's a little man and he's not doing anything. This is weird. This is strange. Also, they keep hearing, like, where's that coming from? They keep hearing that. Like, that's scary. Not only that, but we keep seeing the doctor and Donna from like these very hidden camera angles, and it really it it all feels very unsettling. And I haven't felt genuinely unsettled by a Doctor Who episode in a very long time. Not that it needs to be unsettling necessarily, but I love it when it is unsettling, and I love to get that now. So, if it's not the little guy making all those noises, what's making all those noises? Interesting. Anyway, they find like a cart thing, golf cart, space golf cart. They find a space golf cart. And they go like to the end of the infinite corridor and they go through the door into the control room head of the ship, the spaceship that they're in. And the doctor looks out the window with Donna, and there are no stars because they are standing at the edge of the universe, and the doctor's never been this far. Although they do tend to say that they haven't been there a lot, even though I feel like they've gone to the edge of the universe like several times. But whatever. Edge of the universe, creepy, no stars. Anyway, the doctor scans for life, and there's nothing. But you know what there is? There was a door that opened 3 years ago and then closed. And then nothing for 3 years. But there's still a Oh, also the ship changes and there's like a voice that says like "Oh," or so anyway, there are two rooms of like data files, I think. Maybe one room is a data file, one is like some, I don't know, it looks like tubing, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, the doctor has to go into the tube room and Donna has to go into the data sheet room, okay? This is very important. So we stay in the room with data sheet Donna going through. She's like, "Oh, whatever, sorting through, isn't this so interesting?" And the doctor walks back in. I thought, "Oh, that's weird because he just went in there." But then I was just like, "Oh, okay, whatever." Like I was more invested in what Donna was talking about. But after a little bit, the camera cuts and we see the doctor in the tube room still. Actually, I literally gasped. I actually literally gasped. I went, like on my bed watching it all alone. I went, and then Donna walks in on the real doctor, and they're both being so weird and just a little off-putting, but still themselves, kind of. Very good acting, by the way, David Tennant, Catherine Tate. And then Donna's all like, my arms are too long, and it's all creepy. And what I mean, it genuinely was really creepy, but what I really loved about this scene, aside from all the body disproportionate shenanigans, which all looked fantastic by the way, and it was practical, very cool. What I really loved about the scene, what I really want to get to, is the doctor's reaction when he realizes that her arm is too long. He goes, "Oh, no, no, it's okay, I'll get you out of this, don't panic." Then he goes like, "Are you? Are you, Donna?" You know, because she doesn't seem distressed. I think it's so sweet that consistently he is being so empathetic. The 14th Doctor is so expressive with his feelings. It's not something you get to see the Doctor do much, is really see them as themselves. They always have a wall up. I love this little fan theory that is like each of the Doctor's regenerations are an answer to their last incarnation's biggest character flaw. And I would say inarguably, I would say it's not really a debate that 13's biggest character flaw was her inability to connect with her friends, with her fam. She wanted a family so desperately, she couldn't get past the barrier of actually opening up to them and being herself around them. She just had the idea of a family. Even in The Power of the Doctor, when we realize that the power of the Doctor is the friends she made along the way, which is lovely, by the way, she still chooses to leave in the end. She doesn't say goodbye to Ace. She tells Yaz that she needs to regenerate alone. She's still running. And so for 14 to be so empathetic and caring in contrast is lovely. I think it's the perfect character progression. It's so weird. My clothes changed for no reason, and so did my gender expression. Anyway, even though this seems like it's the cheapest of the three specials, it still feels high budget. Impressive. But anyway, the Not Things are like these beings who have come from beyond the edge of the universe. It's not too explained, and I think it gives them just enough mystery and weirdness to be scary and unnerving. But then right after that, we run out back into the CGI hallway, and they start driving, and then the Not Things are like behind them. Like at first they're running, but then they start growing and they start like morphing, and the Doctor has like a massive eye and all this stuff. Like it is crazy. It's nuts. I love how this show can go from like actually unnerving to this like incredibly goofy, wacky, fun action set piece and then right back to unnerving. Eventually, the Not Things grow so big that they're like, they're too big for the corridor, so they can't move. And they climb the wall because they see there's a vent and they think, oh, we can get away from them that way. And then the walls start shifting again and they're separated. This whole episode had me gripped, but when this happened, I was very, very, very on the edge of my seat. By the way, I have a cheese stick now. Anyway, the reason I was on the edge of my seat is because the Doctor and Donna, now being separated, have no way to tell if the person that they re-encounter later on is actually the other person. Anyway, these scenes are really good because mm, the Doctor's scene with fake Donna is incredible. I think it's one of the best scenes David Tennant has done for the show. Definitely the best piece of acting. The not thing Donna, which the Doctor does not realize is the not thing, but he's trying to suss it out, see if it's the real Donna or not. And the fake Donna is trying to break the Doctor's emotional walls down, something that the character for years has not been able to do. The Doctor does not open up easily about their struggles. Fake Donna brings up the flux as a big emotional event for the Doctor, and David Tennant sells this moment so well. Anyway, one of my problems with the Jodie Whittaker era, although I did enjoy it more than most people, I will say that. Maybe I'll talk about that at a different time. Who knows? Different video. But my main issue with it was that it didn't really delve into the emotional consequences of the trauma that the characters went through, especially the Doctor going through so much, but really the character just buried it and continued acting like everyone was fine. Really, I'm not sure if that was intentional on the writer's part, but this episode retroactively makes it feel intentional, and I really, really like that. We have a conclusion to this emotional arc that we were never given an emotional conclusion to. And we're also told that half the universe really was destroyed, and this tears the Doctor up inside, as it should and as it would. Anyway, really, really good scene. And then Donna like melts into the floor. And it's really scary. And it makes the Doctor really sad. And then he has a little panic attack, which is also a very good scene and very well acted. Love. It so good. I'm going to cut to the chase a little bit. All of this is very good, but you don't need a very detailed plot synopsis from me. Basically, the next important thing that happens, or at least that I would like to talk about, is later on when the Not Things are kind of feeding off of the doctor's thoughts, like literally making it so that the doctor, his inability to not work things out is what ends up bolstering the villains. And so as the doctor is figuring all these things out, saying, "Oh, the ship is counting down." The alien killed herself so that the Not Things wouldn't understand the plan that she set in motion to kill them, to detonate the spaceship. And so, anyway, the doctor speeds up the countdown, and then we all start running down a CGI corridor. David Tennant, Not Thing, gets big fangs like this, and then he gets on all fours and starts running like it's interesting and it's goofy, but also the stakes are very high. The doctor ultimately realizes that he has succeeded, that the corridor is so infinitely long through the power of CGI that the not thing doctor cannot reach the detonator button thingy in time to stop it. And so, since the TARDIS kind of is like a time machine, it's like, oh, well, I can tell that this thing is about to die, and so I'm not scared of it anymore. I'm not scared of letting it into our universe fully, and so I'm gonna come back and rescue you, bestie. But oh no, oh no, oh no, the doctor picks up fake Donna, and this is so scary. It's so intense because the doctor picks up fake Donna, and then real Donna is like, no, doctor, come back. And she really thinks she's gonna die, and this is terrifying for a moment because I knew that Donna was going to be in the giggle, but I really thought like, oh, maybe it's the not thing Donna, and the doctor doesn't realize that would be crazy. And so I think for a minute, I thought, ooh, maybe she's going to die. Also, Catherine Tate sells that moment so well. But the doctor scans fake Donna's like arm, and it's like a centimeter too long or something. And so he comes back, he ejects with a ramp. Fake Donna goes tumbling out, and then he picks up real Donna and is very happy, but they're very traumatized. My poor traumatized characters. I love them. They just hold each other. They don't even talk. They just hold each other. And David Tennant kisses her on the forehead. And then anyway, the Doctor and Donna come back to Earth, and waiting right outside of the TARDIS is Wilf. I am so attached to him. It's insane. When I watched series 4, he was far and away my favorite character. He's just so lovely, so pure, so sweet, so full of life. And when I heard about Bernard Cribbins' passing, it really there are not many celebrity deaths that have made me genuinely sad, but that definitely was one. And I was not expecting Wilf to show up on screen in Wild Blue Yonder after all of that we just went through, and just there he is. I cried like a baby. Like, I'll be real, I cried like a toddler, bro. But it was happy tears. Bittersweet tears, but more sweet. It's very, very, very sad that that was the only scene he was able to shoot before he passed away, but he is still as full of life as he ever was in Series 4. It felt completely like Wilf, and Bernard Cribbins' depiction of this character will always, always, always be very dear to my heart. So anyway, that's Wild Blue Yonder. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was one of the best, the best, one of the best, the best. I don't know yet, but it was a very, 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 very good episode of Doctor Who. Definitely like I don't know, top 5% of stories, I would say. Like top 5% of Doctor Who episodes, like in general, in the past 60 years. Um, I really love this episode because it explores both of our main characters in such a fantastic and well thought out way, really delving into their insecurities and their who they love, what their motivations are, And then the thread of the episode is making these characters break down emotionally and confess things that they wouldn't normally confess, prying on their weaknesses. I cannot think of a better concept for an antagonistic force in an episode that you want to be character driven but still have a lot of tension and stakes. Very good. And I'm saying that for the 100th time. I'm going to say it 101 times. It's very good. I'm going to say it 102 times. It's very good because it is very good. It's 103. Thank you for watching my video. Eventually, I'm going to do the giggle, but it's been finals. It's been the holidays. I'm moving. It's a lot. So getting these out a little bit slower than I would like, but I will get them out probably, very likely, but 80%, 90. Bye. See you next time.